Hmm.
And we are live. As far as the goddamn, you know what? I have to get used to this.
It's all good, man. This is our first run.
All right, so I have with me Mr. Eric Kim. Um, why don't you just start with your story, how you guys started, and like your whole corporate view and where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Eric Kim. I am a Korean American living in California. I was born in Chicago, Skokie to be specific, and I moved to California when I was 5 years old, and I lived here ever since. Growing up in a Korean immigrant family, I went through schooling. It was very strict in my family, so I went through that path, that strict path to go to college. I had three choices, basically to be a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer. Right? Those are like the three choices I had, and my cousins, people are around my family were those occupations. So I had to look up to them, and I had to strive for that goal. Right? I went to dental school for couple months, and I didn't like it. It's something that my parents wanted me
Dental
to.
school.
I
Yeah.
didn't like dental school. The money, like the thought of making money and stuff was appealing. I'm just being very honest right now, but the work that came with it, I wasn't expecting that, so it was just too much for me at that time. I just couldn't see myself doing that occupation for a long time. So I had to make the hard decision to, leave the healthcare world, which I've been studying for like 6, 7 years. I think, yeah, 8 years to be exact. I worked hard. I studied for so long, and I had to just ditch all that and go get plugged into the corporate gear, the cycle, right? And that was the hardest decision in my life. That was like the first, I guess, the first transformation on my journey is going from a healthcare based, schooling and knowledge to now
Mm.
a corporate dog eat dog kind of world where you have to move up the ladder, the corporate ladder, to get more pay, to get more benefits. And I was going through that. I had I had nothing, nowhere else to really look for income. That was like the obvious choice because all my friends were in corporate, and very few were in entrepreneurship. And I always thought like entrepreneurship is like the deep end of the sea. There's so much things there, and it's really scary to venture into. So I was
Mm.
always safe in my little cubicle, and I never ventured out any further.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was my first transformation going to corporate, and I would say my second transformation was when I moved up the ladder in corporate, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't satisfied. Um, Work was good, but I was having a lot of strain on relationships at work. I didn't like the way my boss was handling situations and certain projects, and there's a lot of politics being played. And the more I tried to, move to different companies and move up the rankings, it was getting worse and worse. It wasn't getting any better. There was more pressure, more politics, and I was working a lot more. I was traveling once a month to Asia, and that's when I had my daughter. So I didn't have a lot of family time, and that was really eating at me. So yeah. So my second transformation was going from corporate. I didn't want to stay there anymore. So I basically left my job. They gave me a release letter, but we both mutually agreed that it wasn't right for me now. I had to go separate ways. And now I had to find another income stream, right? A source of income. And I didn't want to go back to a 9 to 5. So I had to jump into that deep blue ocean, the deep blue ocean in like
Yeah.
entrepreneur, and it was really scary. So that was my second big transformation was taking that leap of faith into entrepreneurship and trying to find something online where I can balance my family and work and not having to sacrifice time away from my growing family, my kids. So yeah, that was and now I'm here doing 100% online business. I work from home 100% of the time. And right now we're in what, April 2020. We're going through a pandemic. I was working at home 2 years ago. So when my friends are like, "Hey, are you okay in your house?" I'm like, "I've been working for 2 years." So the only difference is now I'm restricted to go out. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Yeah.
it's business here as usual, and I'm still, if I was in a corporate job, I called a couple of my coworkers. It was pretty scary because either I hear that they're working really hard because they're essential business and they're sacrificing their time away from home, and also they're being exposed to the virus out there, right, in the world,
Right.
while I'm at home, like working from home, isolated. So it was a lot of mixed stories that I'm getting from my friends, and it's all from corporate job aftermath, right? Some people got laid off. Some people are just working from home, trying to make it, work. They're working hard because they don't want to get fired. So it's a lot of stress right now in a lot of American homes. And I just feel really blessed that, I get to work at home, but second, my passion is to spread the word and help other, people like me do some, different kind of shifts in their journey so they can, be in front of opportunities that I'm in front of now.
Mhm. So, like, which part of Cali you're from?
What was that?
Which part of Cali?
Oh, I'm from Orange County, a city called Lake Forest.
Okay. And like, so the governor, I don't follow like Cali politics or anything like that. But, like, the governor has like said shut down. Like, you guys are like stay at home kind of thing.
Yeah, so the only businesses open right now are essential businesses. So groceries, pharmacies, and restaurants are the only businesses open.
How often do you go out?
I mean, technology serves me now, so I use Instacart, I use Uber Eats. I don't really have to go outside, and risk getting exposed.
Yeah. So like, do you have enough toilet paper?
I don't, but I'm not
Are you
worried.
serious?
I don't know about my family, but I use bidet, so I don't need toilet paper.
Oh, okay, all right.
My family use toilet paper. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
worried for them. I'm okay myself.
yeah. That's cool, dude. Like, I just bought like 96 rolls of toilet paper, so if you ever need any, yeah.
All right,
Um,
that's the
yeah, I
currency
can
these
ship
days,
some.
toilet paper, not Bitcoin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the meme where it's like there's like strippers around and they're like all trying to get like the toilet paper? Like the guy has like he's like tossing out toilet paper.
Yeah, he's like making it
Yeah,
rain with toilet paper.
yeah, yeah.
I've seen a lot of those
That
types of memes. Yeah,
yeah, that's the world we live in right now.
it's unreal. It's unreal, and it's gonna change. It's gonna change the way we do business. It's gonna change the way we live. It's
Mm.
really gonna change everything. So we're in the thick of it right now, and it's crazy. It's crazy out there. I hope everyone is safe where you guys are watching this from.
Yeah, so like with everybody being like quarantined, and there's a lot of people that they just don't, they're having to work from home right now, right? And
Hmm.
it's their first time working from home. There's a lot of people like they don't understand what it means to work at home.
Hmm.
Like they're like, oh yeah, this is great. This is great. I get to work from home, da da da. And then they're like, well, there's that cheesecake sitting next to me. Or like, or my daughter or whatever, like they're like making a sound or whatever, they're trying to like take care of everything at the same time. And it's like, you guys have no idea what it means to work from home.
Yeah.
So do you think like work from home is going to be kind of like a new standard now?
I think a lot of companies will realize that they don't really have to have a place of business after this crisis. I think a lot of companies will shift to save money and work remotely. And
Mm.
yeah, you're right. It is tough. It was tough for me when I first did it. People think it's glamorous. You get to, work from home and travel the world.
Oh man, I hate those people.
It is true. It is true for some of my friends who do that. They don't have a family. They're not, you know, they're able to go out and travel the world and work anywhere. So they're basically digital nomads. But for me, I have a family, so I'm tied at home. And I would, if I have to give one advice to people just doing this, you really have to balance your work and really make compartments in your daily routine where work is you're focused on work, but when it's family time, you're focused solely on family. I think that's where a lot of tension happens is when you mix work and family together. And for example, you're texting or you're on the phone while your kids are running around. It just doesn't, it's not fair for both sides, right? It's not fair for your family. It's not fair for your clients. They're hearing all this noise. So you try to focus on what you're doing and leave blocks, of time designated for certain events throughout your day. I think that's really important because
Mm.
you're working in a confined space and there's multiple people living with you sometimes. So you have to really block out and protect your time, and but make sure when you're, spending time with family, make sure that time is, focused on that 100%.
I I don't know, man. Like work from home it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like I did it 2000 2011 when I came back from Afghanistan. I was working from home. That was like the first time, right? I was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And I was like, my kids were like, I don't know, four and three. I God, I can't remember. It seems nice, and then it's like, oh well, you got to put the kids to bed, and it's like I would lay down with them, and it's like try to like wait like an hour, like just laying down there,
Yeah.
so they go to bed, and it's like sneak away. You gotta like sneak out there, and then it's like go to my computer, and then actually start writing and like doing the work.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that shit was so hard, dude.
I
So
know.
like, I think a lot of these people like they're like, oh yeah, I get to work from home, and it's like, oh, that's great, but they have no idea like how to handle that. Like how to handle work from home, like or how to like manage, if it's like a girl work from home and like her husband's like, hey, since you're home, like why don't you do this? And she's like, hold on, like I'm working on this project. Like there's a lot of people who don't understand they don't understand that their spouse is working, and then the spouse doesn't understand where like stop bothering me kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Would you agree? Or I mean, you're kind of different. You have a different way of
No, I
doing
think
things.
I went through that phase. I think I did. I'm trying to remember. It's like it's been it's been a crazy whirlwind for me. So things just happen so quickly. I just can't remember. But yeah, it's understanding now. The situation now, it's real, right? We're all working at home for the near future. I don't even know how long we're going to be in lockdown for, but we're all going to be working from home, and you have to understand each other. Set rules and set boundaries, because yeah, the spouse is not going to know what you're doing, especially right
Mm.
now. We're YouTubing live. My wife's like, okay, you go do that. Like she doesn't understand. You know, I leave nighttime for myself, and that's where
Mm.
I'm doing a lot of work. And if I was in the corporate world right now, going, having to integrate a lot of people, like a huge team, and trying to work remotely, I think it's going to go. I think it'll be nuts. like all the software, all the the corporate software that you have to overlay on your computer at home, the security, the IT department. I'm sure it's like a mess. I mean, right now, I use a couple program softwares that I learned being an entrepreneur, and that's all I need to know. It's maybe 3 softwares, and that's it. And it's streamlined for the way I work now. I don't have to do all this management and data. All I have to do is just use some streamlined systems and just focus on my work. So I think people will eventually learn that there's an easier, quicker way to do things, and it'll be streamlined, so working at home won't be so hard. So
yeah, I think it'll take some time.
yeah,
I think a lot of people, it just takes time. Like, when I first started working from home, it's like, well, yeah, I can do this. I can just take a break. Like, nobody's watching me. There's no, supervisor or whatever.
yeah,
But then you start to realize eventually it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I need to work. Like, this is how I get paid. And well, hopefully, most people would think like that, right?
yeah. I mean, I did.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just it's independent, right? On who thinks like that, and it's hard, dude. And so, like, I look at all these people, like, they're like work from home all of a sudden. It's like, good for you, good luck.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't know
you'll
until
be okay.
you don't know until you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think even though it's hard and there's a lot of challenges working from home, there's amazing benefits too, right? So you don't have to have 2 weeks of vacation time at your corporate job. You have like unlimited now. You can just set up your you can leave anywhere. You don't have to worry about vacation time, sick days. So there's a lot of benefits working at home, having your own business. Yeah.
Just real quick. So I don't know if because you clicked on the link that I sent you, right? So you're like in the kind of like the same view that I'm in. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see the chat. You need to open that up?
Yeah. Can you see the link that I sent in the chat?
Yeah. It's a YouTube link I'm opening up right now.
Okay. Yeah, that that link's gonna show us.
Okay.
So if you want to like take that link and then just copy and paste it into your social media.
Man, we're still live right now, huh? This is weird.
Yeah. No, yeah,
I'm
we're
waiting
live. I mean, all this is recorded right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're live.
Okay,
So
it'll pop up. So let's continue.
Yeah, we're good. And then just yep, there it is. And paste it into your social media. There you go.
But we're still live right now. Huh? This is weird.
Close that window out.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you just muted yourself.
I just don't want 2 mics at the same time.
Yeah. Just close that other window out. Like that other YouTube window. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter? I could just close it?
Yeah. Close the other one. No, don't close this one out. Just the link of the YouTube video. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Cool. And we're back.
And we're back. Yeah. All right. So what do you think? Dude, like you live in Cali and nobody can go to the beaches.
Nope. I mean, some people do, but I wouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, well, they don't have like a strict like stay in place order, right?
No.
What are you guys gonna do? You're like I heard this is gonna go on to like June.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if
What
it's
do you get?
only June, I don't
If it's
mind. But
only June.
yeah, but if it's going to be for the rest of the year, then it's a
Yeah,
problem. I have to think
yeah.
about move around some pieces to make it more comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah. I hope it's not that long. I hope.
So like for like your business, like would that affect anything or no?
No, like I said, everything's business as usual. What I do right now is even more in demand. So, I mean, like I'm making the moves right now while the economy is on a in a pause and a standstill. I'm making moves, making sure I maximize, the opportunities that are opening right now. I'm in sales, so there's a lot of sales opportunities because can you imagine all these companies that can't sell face to face in a group setting or door knocking anymore? How many of these companies need virtual sales guys who can talk on the phone and close people? There's going to be a huge flood of need once the economy, starts opening up. Even now, there's still a need. A lot of companies are switching over to virtual, remote telesales. So it's a huge opportunity for salespeople right now.
So I, can you talk a little bit about the company that you work for, or like is that just
Yeah, I can really quickly. So I work with Amazon Automation.
okay?
Um, there's a gentleman named Stephen Mayer who opened up his YouTube channel teaching people how to do Amazon, and now we're basically building Amazon stores for people so they don't have to risk the 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 nuances learning Amazon. Not everyone makes success on Amazon. It's only like a 12% success rate.
Mhm.
So looking at that, Steven's like, I'm just going to make a program where people can join and we'll do all the work. We'll do all the building for them. And all they have to do is, invest into the operators, the operation, like a
Mhm.
franchise. So that's what I'm selling right now. And how I got there was, from my corporate job, I was searching on Google how to make money in 2018, 2017. The first thing that popped up was a TED Talk with Dan Lok, Chinese immigrant. Don't know who he was, but he was wearing a red suit and it looked pretty flashy. So I looked at it, and that's when that TED Talk opened my eyes. That the only thing limiting myself is my mindset, right? If I open my mind to things, then there's more opportunities instead of me thinking everything is unreachable or some things are a scam. Like I don't have that. If you have that positive mindset, then you open opportunities that are ethical, that are really really good, a good match for you, and that happens. So when I watched that TED talk, I took that program that he was offering. That was a sales course, an online sales
Mhm.
course, working for influencers. And so I went through a year and a half of not making any money, but trying to find a good influencer with a good product to sell, so I can have a good commission chunk from the sales, from the revenue
Mhm.
that they generate. So I was looking for influencers, but I couldn't find one. It was so freaking hard. Um, like you not only have to be a popular influencer, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, whatever, but you have to have a good product, right? And you have to have a good marketing and lead generation system. And if you have those three things, then you have an awesome product and you could build an awesome team around it. But it was
Mhm.
hard finding influencers with those three things. It was very hard, very difficult. So, I took massive action from what I learned, and I started sending out video resumes to all these celebrities and influencers, who might need a sales guy that has marketing and lead generation experience. So that's what I did. I made like 60 videos a day, just sending it out to people. Not a resume, a video resume. So it's a short clip on YouTube, unlisted video, just explaining why I want to work for you, who I am, and why I'm making this video and why you need me. And I was doing
Mhm.
that like 3 minute, long videos all day, every day. And I finally got an opportunity to work with some very big names and lead generation, and that led me to Steven. So now closing, high ticket packages where an Amazon store is not cheap. It's anywhere from, $17,000 to $75,000. And I'm closing these people over the phone. They're making a decision with me. Usually it's multiple calls, but sometimes it's one call. And I'm basically taking them through the steps, qualifying them to see if they're a good fit for the program, and I'm bringing them on board. And I'm making 15 to 20% commission off those 17,000 to 75,000 packages. So I don't have to work as hard. Instead of selling, thousands of small bags of chips, I'm selling a whole pallet at one time, and just making a huge amount of money doing so. So that's my business that I'm working on right now.
So, like, would you say, like, during this time, like when like everybody's like losing their jobs, right? So there's so many people like, at the cleaners, I talk with a lot of people, right? And they come in and they're like, it's like, hey man, how you doing? And they're like, well, I lost my job today, or I got furloughed, or this or that, right?
Really unfortunate.
And yeah, it sucks, right? And it's like, okay, dude, that sucks. Here's your clothes. I'm sorry. It's like, well,
yeah.
Are you going to be okay? And they're like, yeah, I'll be okay. And it's like, okay, all right, well, whatever. Like, I can't take care of them, right? Like, I can't take care of everybody, right? But for the people who have lost their jobs and things like that, it's like, well, like there's a few people I talked with, and then I was like, hey, you know what? This is a good time to learn a new skill set. Like, you might not be able to get your old job back. So learn a new skill set. I don't know what it is. Like, whatever you're interested in, do whatever you want to do. What do you think about like sales? Like, do you think sales is a good thing that people could get into? Because, you're into sales, right? And it's like, personally, I think like sales is something that people can just, companies need to make sales. So, and they need salespeople. And I think, I just don't think that's going to be a job that's going to be dying, like, or unnecessary.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I think sales is always going to be here. We're delivering the end product, right? If no matter how good your sales funnel is, no matter how good your marketing is, if you can't pull those people and make them pay the money, and that's where sales happens, then you're not going to have a successful business, right? So it's like a chair on a leg. It's like the fourth leg. You just need it, right? Or it's going to tilt over, and that's what sales is. I think you're right about getting a skill, because honestly, do you want to go back to your 9-to-5 job when you know that every 10 to 12 years is a recession? And this is always, this is going to happen all the time. And the people that don't have any skill, they have to go back and find the same job that they were doing before. And it's really hard because companies are stunned, from the economic downfall. So they're not going to be quick to hire right away. And that's the reality. And I went through that 3 years ago. I was going through that same exact thing. My wife gave me.
Yeah. Your
My wife.
job, like.
Right. She's like, if you can't make it in entrepreneurship, then you go back to a job. Go back. So I was basically balancing my side hustle, trying to go out and find any kind of job I can get. And it wasn't easy because I had such a niche corporate job where I was like handling very niche market products. There was no other similar job out there for me. And it was really hard. Even though the economy was good, it was still hard for me. But imagine when the economy is bad, how hard will it be for people? So I'm 100% on board that you need a skill. You need to learn a skill. Don't waste time right now when you're sitting at home watching Netflix. Learn a skill, read some books. And it's a good time to reflect what are the priorities right now? What do you love to do? And kind of rethink how you're going to approach your next opportunity, your next job, And like I said, every 10 to 12 years is a recession. So a 9 to 5 job, as everyone can see, is not the most stable thing. Even when the economy was good, it still wasn't a good option. I think you have to make money for yourself. And
Well, what would you recommend would be like good skill sets to learn during this time? Besides sales, because we already talked about that.
I think number one always is invest in yourself. Okay, whatever money you have right now, while you're looking for that skill or something to learn, invest in yourself first, and then the
How
skill will.
so?
Yeah, like for example, the course that I took when I was looking on Google, it was a $2,000 course, right? And half the course was not about how to make money, although the course label was how to make money, right? In 2018. But half the course was mindset training, how to rethink and reshape the way we think, right?
Yeah.
And remember, Gideon, we were talking earlier, you're talking about Matrix, the red pill and the blue pill. Well, I also have a YouTube video titled that, right? It's right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it, but it says, like red pill, blue pill. And to me, it's like if you don't have that mindset shift, you're going to be looking at the world as it is right now. But once you get that mindset shift about online businesses and how to make money and how easy it is to make money, then a whole new dimension opens up. And that's what happened. When I took that $2,000 course, I learned a lot from that course. And it was all about self-development and changing my mindset and having daily habits and rituals where, it promotes success. And that was the biggest breakthrough. If I didn't have that, none of the money making steps, Forex trading, this and that, it's not going to help because I'm not going to know what to do with that money, right? They always say it's easy to make money, but it's hard to keep money. And that's very true.
Yeah.
So I always reinvest now. I learn how to handle money. I learn how to use credit for my advantage. And, those are all skills. So I would say sales is a good skill to learn. But first, always invest in yourself first before you learn any skill. Make sure you read books, educate yourself on the digital online world, what opportunities there are.
Well, okay. So okay. Let's get into that, right? Like, invest in yourself, right? Like, how would you invest in yourself? Like, if you give like 3 steps or like just three things to like invest in yourself in, like, what would it be?
If I had 3 things,
If you go back.
Yeah. So if I had 3 things, the first thing would be, investing in like highlighting my skill set. So in corporate, I was in sales already. I'm not going to go too far from that, right? It's just an easy upgrade. So I would invest in courses. I would invest in books to educate myself. While I was working, I was doing that. I was kind of like a side hustle. I was educating myself and, learning how many different opportunities and how many variations are out there in sales. Sales is not one dimensional. It's not like, what typical people think of sales. Sales is very multi-dimensional. There's sales that, copywriting where you don't have to talk. There's sales like what I do where communication is key and talking over the phone. And there's sales in, email campaigns. There's sales involved in marketing, lead generation. There's sales everywhere. There's different kind of sales. So that was the first thing. So just, look at programs that can help my skill set now. The second thing I would invest in is, being able to learn the management of money, right? How to invest whatever I bring in and how to invest that into safe investments or like money education, right? So that's also another big part of growing your empire. And you have to.
Well, how would you learn that? Like, or like, what are safe investments?
Yeah. So let's say getting a mentor, getting a coach, hiring a coach. That's investing in yourself. You're investing in someone to teach you shortcuts, to teach you, different ways to do things. And books are great, courses are great, but coaching and mentoring is very customized. So
Yeah.
that I love that. I love it's a lot of money, but um, yeah, I know they can help
Yeah.
me. I always, I'm not scared of investing in things like that. Someone that can help me directly and kind of guide me.
Dude, that's why like I hate it when people are like, oh, like those who teach can't do, right? Like that's like a
Mhm.
common saying, right? With people, I'm like, no, dude, like fuck you, dude. Like those who can teach, like can teach fucking a lot, and they know a lot more than you do. There's a I have a huge respect for teachers, like who know their craft. Like if they can mentor you and teach you like to, skip the like pitfalls that you might go through, it's like, why not? Right?
Mhm.
Like if you want to pay for it, like, yeah, sure, they, the good ones are expensive, but
Yeah.
there's a reason why they're expensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, dude, pay for that shit. Like if you can pay for it, dude. Like if you can get a good mentor, like dude, you'll skip so many years
Yeah.
learning the hard way. And there's nothing wrong with learning the hard way. It's just, you know, dude, get a mentor, and it's like the ultimate cheat code.
Yeah. And that's what I'm all about. I mean, I think my general nature, I try to do things like quick and just the most painless way possible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
although that limits me a lot of times because it's slower, I'm trying to like um, just try to like force it to work. But I think having the ability to trust like in someone and having them kind of guide you, avoiding all the pitfalls, like you said, it's so important. And it's not just the money; it's the money that you invest that makes you work harder. Because if you think about it, let's say a coach came to you and said, "Oh, my course is only $1. I'm the greatest coach there is, but it's only $1." You're like, oh, it's only $1. I could skip out on some lessons. It does. I mean, I have a little bit of time at 12 midnight. Maybe I can do it. But if you
Yeah.
spend a lot of money and you take it seriously, then you're that much more involved in every session, every minute of coaching. You're that much more attentive. So it's also another form of investing in yourself. That money that you're putting in, you're putting skin in the game, right? And you're making yourself value it a lot more. And that just produces a lot of efficiency. It saves time, and like communicating and getting to know your mentor. They have a Rolodex of people that are on their level, right?
Hmm.
So you access that. You become the best friend to that mentor, and give a whole bunch of value back to
Yeah,
your
if you're
coach or
good.
mentor.
If you're good. Yeah. If you're good.
Yeah, and then you just spread out your network, and then you find more opportunities, and you find more people that can help you. So, yeah, I mean, investing in yourself branches out to a lot of things, and that's where it all starts. And it started that way for me 2 years ago.
Well, wasn't there that thing where it's like, okay, like I mean, you can read all the books you want, right? But
Mhm.
you actually reached out to people, and like
Yeah,
you weren't even looking for anything in return. You're just like, hey, let me just do this thing for you,
yeah. Sometimes I
right?
would work. I would tell them like, give me 10 of your leads, and if you don't like my statistics, my closing ratio or whatever you call it, if you don't like my performance, then don't use me. But just try me
Mm.
out. It's not gonna hurt. And I even did stuff like that. So I was just going to them directly, sending messages, and just
Yeah,
taking, because people won't do that. I'm doing stuff that people won't do. You have to think outside the box when
yeah,
you're
yeah,
when you're when you're going through this journey. You have to, because it's a lot of pressure. You have to make money. I had a family, so I was just just taking massive action every single day, every single hour, trying to see how I can do it differently.
Did you ever get burnt out?
No, I didn't, because I always
How long did you do it for?
Yeah, it was hard. Like, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I think having going after something that you really want to do and being excited about it tires you less. Corporate job, I was really tired, like physically and mentally. But I'm just mentally a little tired, but physically, I'm just like going because it makes me happy.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. Like I applaud you, and at the same time, like I feel bad too. Because it's like I understand what you went through. Because like it's fucking hard, man.
It's not
It's
easy.
just hard, dude. Like, and like a lot of people, they're like, oh, like if you make it up there, right? You're like, quote unquote successful, right? Depending on how who looks at it. People are like, oh, it must be nice. Must be nice to have this thing. It must be nice to have that. And It's like, do you fucking understand what I had to go through to get to this point? Like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even fucking matter. It's like you can't even teach those kind of people. Like, hey, do you want to get to where I'm at? And they're like, no, not really. It's like, well, then fuck off.
Yeah, it is what it's not everyone can do it, and it's not their fault. It's just that they don't have the right triggers, or they didn't have that spark. Maybe not yet. Maybe it'll come to them later. But when I had that spark, when I had a chance to leave corporate, I took advantage of it. And
how old were you when you left corporate?
I was 37.
And you're how old now?
36. I'm 39 now, going on to 40. So, yeah. So,
okay.
The weirdest part about it is all my friends now are so young. They're all millennials. The people that do this kind of Amazon businesses and Forex trading, they're all young people. The old people are kind of pushed out now. So the millennials are taking over. And I'm freaking in the middle, right? I'm this freaking, middle guy that kind of knows technology. I kind of know Facebook. I kind of know Instagram a little bit. I don't know how certain products work, but I was like always in the middle, and I'm working with these guys who are geniuses with software. They know how to use like all these CRM systems, automation, email tracking, and all. It's like crazy, right? So for me, it's so hard to keep up because there's so much technology now that I have to catch up and learn. I was in Microsoft Office when I was in corporate. I didn't have to learn anything else. But now I have all these, softwares and developing softwares, and even for Amazon, there's like 60 softwares. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn, man.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. And going back to your question or your comment, it is hard. It's hard. But like, what isn't hard, right? Everything takes work. But I always look at it this way. If you could compact that work, it's just much more bearable, right? So that's why I said I always look at stuff kind of the shortcut view of it, because I don't want to work so hard at it. I don't want to work like people are telling me, like, do a coaching program and do affiliate marketing and do this and that. It's easy money. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to do it because I know it's not easy money. I know it's not just like, oh yeah, just like, it's not that. You have to do a lot of stuff. You have to build your YouTube channel. You have to, create your organic leads. You have to have an offer, and there's a lot of things. I just didn't have time for it. I just need to make money. So that's why, going back to skills, I was like, you need a skill, because if you can bring a skill that the marketplace needs, you can make a lot of money there, right?
So that's a, yeah. No, yeah.
Everything is digital. Everyone should be focused on digital right now. I swear, everyone should be freaking focused on digital. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I think there's like three things. Well, there might be more. So like, yeah, digital, right? If you can, my thing is like, if you can solve somebody's problem where enough people have that same problem, like gold mine, right?
Yeah.
Like if you can solve that particular problem, right? And that problem doesn't matter what it is. It's like,
Right.
I can't whistle with a missing front tooth. If there's enough people who can't whistle with a missing front tooth and you can teach them how to whistle, like, and
Yeah.
I know that's like a really bad example, like, because who would want to do that?
I like that.
I'm just saying, like, there's that, and then there's like, like electrical engineer, like pretty much any kind of engineering job, electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, science, chemical engineer, some type of engineering job, where we have like essential things where it's like keeping the lights on, the electricity flowing through our house, right? It's like those people who have to like work on those things, it's like those are like essential, right? Like it doesn't matter during this pandemic or whatever, and essential business shutdown kind of thing. It's like, dude, like I own a dry cleaners, and I'm like, I feel fucking lucky. I'm like, dry cleaning, we're essential. Like, okay, gotta stay open, whatever,
People need clothes, man. Clean clothes.
Well, I mean, if nobody's working, who's gonna drop off the clothes, right? And if people lose their jobs, who wants to do dry cleaning, right? So it's like, I'm like, okay, we're essential, whatever. Like, I don't know. I just feel lucky. But
the tops, I mean, people still show their tops on Zoom, so you still have to clean the. Some people. I'm sure some executives they wear a tie, so you have to. They wear a blazer.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, man.
50% off this tops.
Oh, it's funny. But there are like more essential things like okay, we need electricity, we need the internet. What else? Obviously like grocery stores, pharmacies, gas, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, there are jobs out there that you could do. Like sales. I think sales is like very essential. Because you don't have to get locked down. You don't have to get shut down because of that. It's like, well, if you don't have like an office building with employees and all you're doing is just doing sales online or over the phone, it's like you can keep operating. And like people want to buy shit,
Mm-hmm.
So like, like Amazon, like they had a little shutdown themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you could even buy like a regular product without it being shipped like 3 weeks later. It's like, fuck, man. That's like I bought I built a computer for my son. I didn't have a Wi-Fi card, and I was like, fuck, I really need to get this to him because like I told him I'll have it set up for him like this day.
Mm-hmm.
I found one in Best Buy, and they're like, yeah, we got it. It's like fucking like $80 for like a Wi-Fi card. I was like, dude, I could buy like one for $20 on Amazon, but they're not gonna ship it for like 3 weeks later. And I was like, fuck it, dude. I just bought the $80 Wi-Fi card, right?
Yeah.
But you had to go to Best Buy, and you had to park in front of like a numbered spot and tell them that you were there.
Yeah.
And they would bring the product out to you. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like the whole social distancing thing. Yeah. That's weird, man.
That is weird. Yeah, man. I think a lot of businesses, sales is essential. You're right. And
dude, sales is always going to be essential.
It's always essential. Not a lot of people know about other sales like pathways, I would say. But it's not all about selling cars, selling merchandise, selling physical products. There's a lot of things you can sell that's not physical, right? And
Like yourself.
yeah, exactly. Sell your brand, sell coaching packages. There's so many things, financial packages, Amazon stores. It's not really, you're buying into an Amazon store. It's digital. It's not like you have any products in your garage. So you're buying digital products, right? And
Yeah.
these digital products they're more expensive than physical goods nowadays. So information is money, That's why I believe in going online. Right now, everyone should be looking at a side gig at least. Don't watch Netflix. Just look for us.
Yeah.
Develop a skill, invest in yourself in a course where you'll be a better version of yourself. And that's what people need to do right now, is at least have a side gig at the minimum, because the world's changing, the economy is changing, and learning, education, like everything will be changed after this pandemic.
Sorry, my kids are knocking on the door. Yeah, no, you definitely need to learn a new skill set. Sales or whatever, like it doesn't matter what you're selling. I don't think, as long as like the profit's good enough for your time that you invest in.
Mm-hmm.
Sales. What else is good?
Like, you're a copywriter, right? That's sales.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually looking and I'm like reaching out to people right now. It's like,
Mhm.
you want to do something, like, you want to keep selling, that's like one thing. I mean, there's opportunities out there. It's
Yeah.
like you don't have to let this pandemic or this whole coronavirus thing be like, oh my god, like I'm done, like like I lost my job. I was a bartender at this place and I made like $20,000 a month, and now they closed up and then went bankrupt. And
Mhm.
now I don't have a job because I don't have any other skill sets, because all I did was talk to people and got drunk.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to be like that person. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people here in Vegas who are like that, but dude, now's the time. Like, hey, Trump's gonna be sending you the, Trump bucks, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's getting $200.
Yeah.
Dude, use this time to find a new skill. Like learn something else. Like, do fucking masterclass, you know,
Mhm.
whatever. Just find something else that you can do. Like, you can make money, dude. Like, it's just this doesn't have to be the end.
Yeah, there's a lot of low level, very easy to access courses out there. Udemy is one of them, and you can learn stuff
Yeah,
there. And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
my first course. I was like
yeah.
$60. I mean, that was right before that $2,000 one. Yeah, that was my first.
Yeah,
It wasn't a
yeah,
big,
and well, that's the other thing, right? You don't have to spend $2,000 on a course,
yeah,
right? It's like, just start small, dude. Like, find something to do, right? Like, but find something that like solves people's problems,
yeah,
right? Like, you can't be like, well, I want to learn how to make cotton candy. Like, you're not gonna help people's problems with
yeah.
cotton candy.
And just probably promote cavities and make it worse.
Yeah, or diabetes, God
Yeah,
forbid. Jeez, but people are stupid, man. It's like you have to like explain every little thing to them. God.
they just didn't wake up yet. They didn't see the Matrix yet. You gotta. Not everyone can handle it like all of a sudden in the beginning. It's a slow ramp up. You have to slowly involve yourself into these things. It's not like
Oh,
and you do it.
yeah. It's like you take the red pill and it's like, can I go back? And it's like, no,
Yeah.
you can't go back.
Yeah.
And then you start throwing up and you're like, oh my God, let me out. It's like, nah, no, you can't go back, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
You're right about solving people's problems. Once you could solve their problems, then you're set, right? You're in the right niche, you're in the right position to make money and to help people at the same time. It's not about money. I always say money, 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 but money's great, but that's not everything. Is you have to be fulfilled. You have to really love what you're doing, or else you're just going to burn out, just like any other job. So money will always be there. You have to make sure that what you're doing, that you like it. That's why I start off small, see if you like it. If it's something you can do, then go more into it, and be more involved into it. So I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. Is it's not that hard, but you just got to do it.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It really isn't.
You got to do it. So all my memes are just that kind of memes. I just do it. Stop wasting time. Just do it, because once you feel like it's the right time, it's too late.
Dude, let me tell you guys who are, if you guys ever watch this, and if you guys actually get to this point at the end of the video, it is so easy to make money. Like, there's a person who teaches cats how to actually pee on the toilet. I'm just saying, like, that's an actual job, and they pay her like $200 per training session to teach a cat how to pee on the toilet. And here you are sitting here in your pandemic, and you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I lost my job. Ah, jeez, you fucking people.
And also, I think what really makes this problem worse is that there's so much junk online. There's so much noise.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You become paralyzed with all this junk out there, and people don't move because they're like, I don't know what to do. And like, there's too much stuff thrown at me. I don't know if this is right. I don't know if that's right. So there's that like kind of wishy-washy.
Analysis by paralysis.
Yeah, analysis paralysis going on. And I think everyone goes through it. I went through it, but you got to figure that out. Just filter it, stay focused. Number one thing is ask people, communicate with people, network with people that are doing better than you. I'm not saying like hang out with your friends all the time. That's cool too.
Yeah.
But avoid friends that are on your level. You have to get to people where they're 10x your income or 10x what you want. And then you learn from them.
You gotta look at your friends, and you'll be like, have I improved my life looking at your friends? Like, have I improved my life with them? It's like, if not, then dude, you need new friends.
And I'm not saying that the friends are not good for you.
Well, I mean, if your friends are keeping you down, it's just I'm just saying, like, for some people, like, if you need new friends, you need new friends.
Yeah, you need new friends, and you have to stay away from people that are not going to help you. You communicate with people that can help you and that can make you reach higher. So you go with people that, the rule of thumb is, that's what I learned from my mentor, is 10x everything you do. As long as they're 10x, they could become your coach or mentor. So you always look for people like that, and you communicate with people like that. And there's a lot of ways to do it. LinkedIn, you can just message people. You can, just go to like,
you can message Eric or myself, and
yeah. I give my number at the end of the video.
Yeah. Don't do that. No.
You can talk to people. You can develop skills, like I mentioned, investing in yourself. I invested in Toastmasters so I can communicate. And
that's so cool. Okay.
I'm not afraid of talking to people in bigger environments and bigger group settings. I'm not. So that I was scared before. I was like very nervous, but that broke my introvertness, I guess, that I have. I'm an extrovert, but I do have an introverted side. But I broke through that, and it's because of Toastmasters. And through the Toastmasters, you get to meet a lot of amazing people. So it's always, whatever you do when you invest in yourself, you look out, see what other people who are investing themselves also in themselves are doing, and you get to group together and you help each other go towards your group goals. You find your wolf pack, and kind of like you and me, right? When you first did entrepreneurship, I was in corporate. I was like, who the heck what is he doing? How can he make money doing what? What's copywriting? That sounds like whatever, But
Yeah.
I didn't know then. I was in my bubble. I didn't know what copywriting was. But now we're friends, and we bounce ideas off each other, and we help build our businesses. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's the noise. You got to filter it out and trust your friends, trust people around you, look up to people who you want to be, 5-10 years from now, and
That
connect with those people.
yeah, like when you say like the noise, I always just imagine, and I know this is like, rated M, what I'm gonna say, like,
Uh-oh. What's gonna happen?
you and I are kind of like, well, we're not almost the same age. We're a few years apart, right?
Yeah.
A few years apart. Do you remember back in the day when you were a kid and you would like go through the channels on your TV and you get like the Spice Channel or something like that,
Hmm.
and it's like the screen would go like,
Yeah.
anyway, you couldn't see it exactly. Yeah, right. And it's kind of like that where it's like, you know it you couldn't exactly see where you were going, but but you wanted to get there, right? Like you wanted that little special candy at the end, right? But you just kind of worked your way up, and then as you got older, you're like, oh shit, I could just actually order this on HBO, right? It's like you have to get to that point where you start to get older, you get wiser and things like that, where, dude, like it's gonna be hard for most people, and it's for most people where whether they're younger or they're old, right? Like everybody's gonna start from that old school TV thing, and
Hmm.
then to get to where we're at, where it's like HD TV, Pornhub on your phone, 4K shit, right? Dude, it's gonna take time. And but the most important thing is like you said, it's find something that you like, right? Like,
Hmm.
but that in itself takes time too.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I don't have good advice on that, man. It's like do something. I don't know. Do something till it makes you feel bored.
I don't know.
What do you
I
think?
agree with you because I've seen a lot of people that they're younger. I've seen some people that are like 13 years old making way more money than I can imagine, right? So
Yeah.
they don't freaking, no, I swear,
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
they don't have a lot of time. They weren't even alive on this world long enough to even learn and drag out their skill.
Yeah.
How are they doing it? So
Ah,
like
man.
I said, I work with a
Yeah.
lot of young people, and these young people are not going through the same, dragging process that you're thinking about. No, they're shortcutting it, and there is ways to,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
No, you're
there's
right.
there's conferences, there's masterminds, there's areas, places where you can even like meet movie stars. If let's say if you're a film producer, you want to be a film producer, you can meet these people at masterminds, these like famous producers in Hollywood, and you just pay your way in, right? There's ways to do it, but it's like to get access to that, you need access to people that know about those things. So
Yeah. I think we're like super complicating this whole thing.
yeah,
It's like those kids, dude. Like those kids, who know how to do those kind of things. It's like good for them.
it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes their dads are behind it, so their dads are kind of pushing them, and that's cool. That's what I
Oh
want to do with
man.
my kids. I want to push them, and I would love to see my kids transform like I did at a young age, and
Mhm.
have them kind of break through and think about money differently. Think about money differently than everyone else, all of their friends. I want them to see the Matrix at an early age, and I think I'm very confident I'm going to show them that. So I think that traditional way of thinking is just not anymore. Like there's so many things at our disposal now, digital, everything's online. You can learn things quick. You don't even have to read books anymore. You can just like hear it and learn stuff. You can. There's a lot of like scientific stuff too, like NLP. There's a lot of like things like that help people now understand speed reading. So I mean, the information is crazy. But like I said, you got to get over that noise first, because there's so many things, and people want to have the shiny object syndrome. They can't focus on one thing, and I'm all about focus. When I did sales, closing, high ticket sales closing, I seriously just focused on that. I didn't go to copywriting, although I kind of learned it as a side effect, but I just stuck to one focus, and I'm still doing that till this day. I'm still learning. I'm still buying programs. I'm learning from Jordan Belfort, Brad Lee, Ryan Stewman. I'm still learning from these guys, paying for their courses, because I want to educate myself and become better at it. So, and as I become better, my income gets better. My lifestyle is more what I want, and my goals are being achieved. So just everything goes hand in hand if you focus.
You're so right about like the internet. Like we live in a time right now where you can learn anything you want right now.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody has the attention span.
It's like we're like gold. Yeah, we're like gold. With social media the way it is, it's sad. Yeah.
All right, and we're coming on an hour and 6 minutes right now.
An hour. Crazy.
Do you have any lasting or any words of wisdom that you want to leave us with? Go ahead.
I don't know about words of wisdom. I'm just a normal guy.
The normal guy with a Maserati.
Yeah. That's normal in Newport. I'm not in Newport Beach, but it's normal there.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would say I'm a normal guy. I literally went step by step through high school, through college, went to grad school. I'm just a normal guy. Thinking about an MBA at one point, and I went through the steps that everyone does. Most people do in America, right? Is getting that 6-figure salary, working at a corporation where you have benefits locked in, you have 401ks, matching 401, and all that stuff. But if I can do it, you can do it. Like I went through a year and a half of failures. I hit walls. It was tough in a good economy,
Yeah.
A good economy, it was tough. It's not what I wanted. I wanted to make a lot of damn money, right? I wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to travel, because I didn't travel. I didn't travel that much when I was younger. So I wanted to travel, and I wasn't taking, middle class for, I'm not going to settle there, right? I wanted to go for more. So I'm a normal guy. If I can do it, literally anyone can do it. It's just, you have to put all your anxiety, all your fear aside, know what you want, and develop yourself. Trust in yourself. Trust in your ability to do what you want to do, what your passion is. Trust in your ability to really highlight the passion you have inside you, and that's what will give you the energy to withstand recessions, withstand, going back to a 9-to-5, withstand going back to the corner and being trapped, right? I feel like people are not going to look at jobs the same way anymore. And
well, yeah, because they don't have any, and they're not going to be able to find another way to get a job.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty big shift, a huge shift in the masses of switching gears. And I don't know where it's going to go, but I know it's going to go towards online. So
dude, like for everybody that's watching, like Eric and I, like we've known each other for quite a few years. We haven't really interacted that much over the years. Like if you want to look at the ratio of the interaction and how long we know each other. But this guy, dude, like I have so much respect for Eric. Eric, I have a lot of respect for you, man. Dude, he took his entire family to Hawaii before the whole pandemic. All right, so everybody calm the fuck down. Okay. This is like a year ago. He took this entire family. He paid for the entire trip for, you know, his wife, his kids, his parents, his wife's parents, you know, to go down there and like go fishing and do all these things. Like, guys, you want to like do shit with your life? You want to do something with your life? Dude, like, follow him. Dude, like, he has. I'm not saying like, you know, he's like your ultimate end all, but dude, he's doing it. Eric, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram's at Eric Kim with the C, not with the CK or the K. It's Eric with the C, Kim at .official. So Eric Kim
Okay.
.official.
Dude, guys, follow him, man. See what he's up to.
Like, and I appreciate it. I'm not perfect, but I appreciate the kind words.
No, yeah, I hate great. You.
No, it's great sharing. You know, I'm not normal, I would say, but I don't want everyone else to be normal either. Okay, I want you to be extraordinary. Go after your goals, and yeah, just be strong. There's other ways to go around it. And my last thing is don't be so mean to rich people. That was like the biggest. That was like, I know we talk about money and like, yeah, I'm not here to vote. I'm not here to cause envy. I'm really here to inspire, and don't hate rich people, because the biggest lesson I learned going through my journey, I hated rich people. I hated people who drive Ferraris. I hated people who drove loud cars and just showed off. I hated them. I hated people who had big houses. I was jealous. I was
Aren't
envious.
You being kind of contradicting in your thing right here? Is like, then you should hate rich people so that you can be that rich person.
No, it's not beating. You wanna, like I said, you want to connect with rich people. You want to, you know, a lot of rich people do really good in a lot of good things in the world, right? So when I shifted that mindset, when I started not thinking of them as enemies, but thinking of them as, you know, people I want to shadow, or people who I want to get coaching from. They are people who are high net worth. And that's when it really broke through that glass ceiling I had about rich people. Like they're untouchable. But they are reachable. And like I said, video resumes, guys, send those out. Take massive action. Reach out to those people. Right now is a good time on LinkedIn just to reach out to people, because a lot of CEOs are hurting. You know, there's a lot of depression going on. There's a lot of fear. Be the bright light for these people and help their companies, and you're going to get a spot if that's what your plan is. You know, just help give value, especially at a time of crisis, and you're going to find a lot of opportunities open up. I think this is a really good chance for people to really level up. Even though it's a crisis, I think a silver lining is there's a lot of opportunities opening up. And don't think,
what was it, like Steve Jobs, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was Steve Jobs who, when he was a kid, he was like a 12 or 13-year-old kid, he found Bill Gates' phone number in the phone book. Mm-hmm. Called up Bill Gates. He's like, "Hey sir, can I have some computer parts?" And Bill Gates thought it was like, you know, wow, the audacity of this kid, this 13-year-old kid. And he sent them computer parts. Whoever's watching, please tell me if I'm wrong or not, you know. But yeah, like what you're saying, it's like, dude, like, be bold, right? Like, just go do it. Like, seriously, everybody lost their jobs. What are you gonna do now? Mm-hmm. Go be bold. Go do things that you never thought you were gonna do. Mm-hmm. Why not? Right? Like, dude, like, I started this show because fuck it, why not? Right? Like, if this helps people, much in the same way, like you want to help people, you know, it's like if it helps people, like you take one actionable advice from this show, like I'm good. And I
Mhm.
will curse the day all day long because I don't need YouTube to pay me or monetize this channel.
Yeah,
I
I
will
noticed
I
that.
will curse all day long. So no, dude, Eric, yeah, we're on an hour 15. Um, just give me your Instagram one last time.
Yeah, it's at erickim.official. And I also have a Facebook. It's Sale Hack. You could just look it up, search for it. And yeah, I post, the investments that I'm doing right now and posting a little bit of my journey. I'm still going through it, guys, so I'm not there yet, but I am showing step by step what I'm going through and what my investments look like. So just follow me. Hopefully it provides value. And yeah, I really want to help, the greater cause, not just, I'm not here to just give you all these unactionable items, but I really want you guys to just be the best version of yourself and really give a lot of value out into the world. So whatever you take from this, I hope you guys got something good from it.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Eric, man.
Yeah, thanks, Gideon. All right.